Shalom, Yasharala. I want to give infinite honors to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to our teachers, our elders of Great Millstone, who worthy their double honors and have been laboring this truth 30, 40 years. I want to give a salutation to my sincere Aki, my fellow laborers in Yahweh Shai, pushing this truth without fear and trembling in these last days, seconds of time. And the reason I just put emphasis on my elders, my teachers who taught me this truth, is because they've been in the trenches 30, 40 years, man. They've been battle tested. All right, so to call them an elder is fitting, all right? They've been doing this since the 80s, man, the early 90s, man. When Elder Tahar started teaching this truth, when he came to the truth, I was 4 years old. All right? When Elder Gabar and Elder Ricard came to this truth, I was an Elder Ariamla, I was an adolescent, man. All right? Still pissing in the bed and shit, man. All right? So these guys has been going through the turmoil that comes with the truth. When you're in this truth, adversity comes your way. Hardship, dire straits, and you gotta get built up in the spirit and grow in this thing to be able to handle the fire darts that Satan throw at you. You gotta become battle tested. And when I came across this fucking clip, it infuriated me because the word elder is just getting thrown around way fucking too loose. When I saw this one, I say, oh yeah, now it's ridiculous. All right, now this guy, I know this guy personally. This guy, when you're in this truth, guys come and go. Guys come through and go. They come through and go. They might be at camp 2 months and then leave. They might even make it in the camp. They might tear with you for a while, then foul spirit jump off them, then they go back in the world, all right? You see it, you see this thing, and this thing is just a revolving door, man. All right, that's why the elect is the cream of the crop, man, because they endure to the end, all right? But this guy here, he came amongst us for a season. He never made it to the other side because he was unruly. He was not orderly, and he was disrespectful. All right, he never disrespected me. He was cool with me. He really never disrespected anybody in the camp aside from his not knowing. He was a baby. Him not knowing, like, if a brother's talking, you don't interject, especially a elder brother. He didn't know, and you learn order when you get amongst the older brothers and so on and so forth. But he wanted the preeminence. He never disrespected brothers in the camp, but the only person he did disrespect was the elder of our camp because he wanted preeminence. This guy I'm talking about literally disrespect my elder brother who taught me all this truth. All right? And we had to get that nigga away from us, man. My elder brother, he'll come caught with the Uncle Tom shit. We call my elder brother elder. He's battle tested. He's been in this truth before me. He taught me everything, all right? He's been in going on 10, 15 years, something like that. 10 to 12 years, all right? And this guy used to call my brother boss man. Hey, boss man. Hey, boss man. And my brother told him several times on many occasions, say, bro, don't call me boss man. Just call me brother. My brother didn't even tell him to call him elder. He said, man, just call me Ak, man. He said, nothing more, nothing less. He said, you can call me by my name or you can call me Ak. And this guy just kept, we'll be in conference calls, we'll be amongst each other, and he just keep calling the brother boss man, to the point it was ridiculous. He was like, my brother was like, say, bro, I didn't ask you to stop calling me that, man. I'm not no boss man, I'm a brother. And this guy just kept doing it. So we had to get this nigga from amongst us, all right? Because he was disorderly and he was disrespecting the elder, all right? Fast forward, now this is what I do give him, I do give him this. He wasn't like a lot of niggas that was amongst us. When he left, he kept teaching. He went out and keep teaching, and he teaches to this day. I give him that. I know I give credit where credit is due. But he's so disorderly and he don't know the way things are ran amongst the men of Great Millstone. He's just like Paul said, beating the air. All right? All things are lawful, but all things edify not. Okay? All things are lawful, but all things edify not. In fact, let me get that precept. This is, then I'm going to get, don't be as one that's just beating the air, vain jangling. This is 1 Corinthians 10 and 23, and it reads, all right? All things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not. All right? Now, I brought that precept out because, all right, this guy, he does teach, but the way he's teaching and the way he's doing things is not how we were taught. All right?
Oh, just as true.
It's not how we were taught. We were taught to buy you signs. Buy your signs. First off, before you buy your signs, get built up, get on a level, all right, where you can get on a level where you can rightly divide the scriptures, all right, study to show thyself approved. Then buy your signs and find you a place in your city, in the chief place of concourse, where you can teach. And where you can build up a camp, gain fruit, because it's all about gaining fruit and fishing for the elect. All right, that's what it's about. If you're not doing that, what are you doing this for? Well, this guy, when he left us, the guy drive trucks, and this is what he would do. Wherever city he landed in, he'll go shut up a camp there. Total disorder, like us. If we go to Atlanta, I'm not going to Atlanta and cause we know the order. We know from being among older brothers how this thing of ours is all about order. Okay, so let's say if I go to Atlanta, I'm not going to Atlanta and set up a camp and bring it out in Atlanta. I have to get in touch with the head of. First, I have to get permission from my elder brother, and then my elder brother would get in touch with the head of the Atlanta camp and would tell the Atlanta camp that I'm about to come down there to make sure things okay. And I'm going to bring it out with those brothers. That's the way we do things amongst us. All right. Amongst the brotherhood. I don't just, cause I have a load in my truck and I'm going to drive my load to Atlanta. Then I'm going to find a spot in Atlanta and bring it out. Now, what if a sincere person come up and they want to build, they want to come to this truth, all right? I'm not going to be in Atlanta. I'm only going to be in Atlanta for that one day. How are you going to build a camp that way? It's madness. The next week, you'll be in Montana somewhere. The next week, you'll be in LA. And that's how this guy brings it out. When you look at him bring it out, he's in a different he's in a different city week in and week out, bringing it out. That's disorder. That's not edifying anyone. All right? That's just somebody that just want to do their own thing. Okay? And I'm going to get this other precept. This is 1 Corinthians 9. And I'm going to start at verse 25. And every man that's striving for the mastery is temperate all things. And to be temperate in all things, you have to be in order. You have to be orderly, okay? All right? And being temperate in all things, man, you have to be temperate to get up under a brother and learn under a brother and submit under a brother, okay? That's how you're going to learn how to be temperate, from learning from elder brothers, okay? Now, they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. All right? And to obtain an incorruptible crown, man, you got to learn how to love your brother. That's the second and greatest commandment. You got to learn how to deal with brothers with different personality traits from different walks of life. All right? You got to learn how to honor brothers. That's the second greatest commandment. That's one of the greatest parts of this truth. Okay? I therefore run not as uncertainly. So fight I, not as one that beat up the air. And then what he's saying, you got to hit the mark. All right, when we doing this truth, man, it's all about edification. If you're not edifying no one or building nobody up in this truth with this knowledge you have, okay, then you're beating the air. You're wasting your fucking time. All right? I was able to come to, my brother was teaching before he met me. I was the first fruit of him going out the Most High, raising him up. Now, what if he was in Arkansas one week? He was in Charlotte the next week. He was in Nevada the next week. How could he teach me and build me up? All right. How could we start a camp that way? That's madness. That's folly. He's just beating the air. Okay. The elders of Great Millstone did what their elders taught them. You build up a camp, you find a spot, and the fish gonna come to the camp, man. The Most High is the one that's going to put the spirit on the brothers. The scriptures say, I have not chosen you. You have not chosen me. I have chosen you. So the Most High is going to bring the brothers to you. Okay? But if you're going to do it your own way, how you going to build up a camp? How you going to edify the brotherhood? Okay? You're doing things out of order. You're just beating the air. You swinging hard. You trying. I give him an E for effort. He's teaching. But he's not doing it according to the scriptures, according to knowledge, man. And that makes you off. All right? Now, this is what infuriated me. All right? When I went to the comment board, somebody told him, Shalom, elder. Man, this is this guy's first year teaching on the highways, man. His first year. And the only reason he's teaching on the highways because when he came amongst us, we put in, he came talking about how long he was in the truth. And we was like, where have you been teaching? And he hadn't been teaching. He just knew he was an Israelite the last few years. And he was on the internet learning the doctrine. All right. But as pertains to him getting on the highways and teaching and proclaiming Yahweh Shem Shah, making his body a living sacrifice, he hadn't did it one fucking day. One day, not one fucking day. So he's what we call a keyboard prophet, okay? These guys that get on YouTube and just make parody videos, and nothing wrong with it. We do 3 a week, 3 or more a week, but we're on the highways, man. We're out there being a beacon of light where brothers could come to and get fed, all right? So how the fuck are you an elder when you just, in 2018 was the first time you set foot on the highways. In fact, before that, when he came amongst us was the first time he came on the highways and saw us doing it. How the fuck you go to 1 year, now you all of a sudden an elder, man? That's why this term elder is just getting thrown around and it's just being used way too loosely. This guy is anything but an elder. This guy, then he had other fucking vices he was dealing with. I'm not gonna go into it. He know what it is. When he was amongst us, it just wasn't his disrespect. This guy was going off in other areas. All right, and the scriptures tell what how an elder is supposed to be, man. This guy was going fucking, man. Man, this guy was still smoking fucking weed, man. This guy was still smoking weed in 2018, man. How the fuck is that an elder, man? How the fuck are we gonna call this guy an elder? Anyone. All right? This is what the scriptures say, what manner an elder should be in. This is Titus. No, I'm looking for Titus, the 1st chapter. And I'm gonna start at verse 6, Titus 1:6. If any be blameless, the husband of one wife, having faithful children, not accused of riot or unruly. All right, that's how, that's the spirit of elder is supposed to be rocking out in. He's supposed to be blameless and not accused of riot or unruly. This guy is not blameless. He was amongst the brotherhood and he was riotous and he was extremely unruly. All right, he was disorderly, all right? For a bishop must be blameless. I mean, a bishop not smoking pot. Yes, the creation subject of vanity, all men are going to fall, but you got to have a good rapport amongst men in this body. All right? The elders of Great Millstone have a good rapport. All right? They are blameless, man. You don't hear these foul-ass accusations coming up with the men of Great Millstone, the elder brothers in Great Millstone, and the ones that do, the Most High, to much is given, much is expected. The Most High expel them from amongst the brotherhood, because amongst Great Millstone, when you see the fallouts and bug-outs, it be mostly older brothers, all right? And the Most High have given them much, so that's why the Most High decapitate their asses, all right? As the steward of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, not self-willed. This guy was self-willed, not soon angry. He didn't have temper tantrums, but he was extremely emotional. He was extremely emotional, and not giving the wine, no striker, and not giving in the filthy lucre, but a lover of hospitality. All right, and for you to be hospitable, man, you got to learn how to deal with brothers. The person you're going to be hospitable to is brothers, is Akim, okay? A lover of good men, all right? So you got to love the brotherhood. You have to love the brotherhood according to the commandments, all right? You got to be, like we say, you got to be 613 with the Akim, man. All right? Sober, just, holy, and temperate. All right? And this guy didn't meet any of these qualifications. And I'm not just bashing this guy. And I have witnesses. We was amongst this guy. We were long suffering with this guy. When he was like a lot of things, brothers come in, and it's true, they have zeal. And he was zealous, you know, but you have to, when younger brothers come in, you have to reprove younger brothers. Hey, look, bro, that's not how we do things. We do things decently in order, all right? You know, you can't do it that way. You can't do it this way. All right, the older brothers show the younger brothers that come in with all that zeal, but they don't have the knowledge and don't have the understanding of order. You got to put them in line a lot. Okay? When we did that with him, we respected his zeal, and we understood, we see it. All right, when you've been in a few years, you see it. Brothers come in hot and heavy with this truth when they receive it. It comes in your mouth sweet and gets in your stomach bitter. So they get that sweet taste, and they just come in, you know, and they want to tell everybody, you know. So when he came in the truth and he had that zeal, brothers used to tell him, look, no, that's not how we do things. All right, when the older brother's speaking and teaching, man, if you do want to eject, you say, if I may, and you tell a brother Salakia. You don't just cut a brother off to start talking. All right. He used to do that a lot. All right. And whenever you pull him up, he'll get emotional. All right. And we long suffered with this guy. It came out that he was smoking pot. We didn't kick him away from us because he was on the other side. So we was long suffering. All right. Most brothers that come in from the other side smoke weed. All right. I did when I came in. But when I was fully persuaded and got on the other side, I ain't touched no fucking weed no more. All right. So he was still smoking weed on the other side. So we rebuked him, we reproved him, we went through the scriptures with him, all right? We didn't even exile him away from his den, all right? Now you go not even a year later, all right, he went out, he did his own thing, he got us some signs made, and he taught. That's another thing. The first time he taught, he came on we taught, our foundation. When we go out and teach, he got on that place. He waited till we wasn't there because we went to New Orleans and taught that weekend. So he seen us on a live feed that we wasn't in Baton Rouge. And he went on where we taught at and set up camp. Off like a motherfucker, man. Now, this guy who we know smoked pot, is disorderly. He's not doing things according to the formula the Most High gave the elders of Great Millstone to give the body. All right, even when he bringing it out, he's not doing it according to the order set by the elders of Great Millstone, how they tell the body to go teach. He's in a different city every weekend. You look and you got people on the comment board calling this guy an elder. All right, I'm not an elder. I've been in 8 years. All right. When brothers call me elder, I'll be like, I'm not an elder, you know. I'm not an elder. Just call me out. Just call me brother. All right? So I see this guy this his first year in. He don't even have the doctrine down pat. He don't even have his body in the subjection. He probably still smoking pot. I'm not gonna bear a false witness on the guy. I'm not saying I'm speaking as a man. All right. When he was amongst us, not even a year ago, he was smoking weed. But I don't know what he's doing now. I'm not around him. All right. But if you were smoking weed a year ago, how the fuck can anybody be calling you a fucking elder, man? And this is who people are calling elders. All right. Nah, that's off. And I know what's going on with the guy. The guy had got like 3,000, 4,000 subscribers, and they chime in, and it's made him haughty, It's made him haughty. He's learned this knowledge from the elders of Great Millstone, but he's going to take what bits and pieces. He's going to take the doctrine and then want to do his own thing. That's off, man. If you're going to if you're going to give double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, man, all right, you got to respect the formula they put in play. You got to get up under the younger brother, the elder brother, in whatever city you are. You got to submit to the elder brother, and you got to learn order from your elder brothers. You can't be amongst them and you feel you got more knowledge than them and then go do your own thing. And then when you do your own thing, you're not doing it how we were taught. All right? This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40. And it reads, let all things be done decently and in order. Okay? This thing of ours, Yahweh Shema Shai's program is all about order. All right? It's all about order. All right? Okay? What that scripture at over here? About schisms in the body. Here we go. 1 Corinthians 12 and 25. There should be no schism in the body. This guy was a schism in the body. All right? But the members should have the same care one for another. He didn't have the same care one for another. This guy was coming against his elder brother, man. This guy was disrespecting the head of his camp. All right? He was a schism in the body. He couldn't take correction. All right? For you to be a great leader, you have to be a great follower. Elisha became a great leader because he followed Elijah. All right? He followed Elijah, man. The disciples became great teachers because they followed our great King Yahushua. Your best leaders are your best followers, man. Those that deal with order, man. All right? Go over to Corinthians, man. And the church of Corinthia used to go off so bad. That's why Paul had to give all these letters about order. They was going off in Corinthia, man. And Corinthia was a wicked city. I think New Orleans and Las Vegas could be Corinthia in this new age, man. Corinthia was a wicked ass city. All right, this 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. Now I beseech you, Akim, by the name of our Mashiach Yahushua the Anointed, that you all speak the same thing. This guy is not speaking the same thing. When I say he's not speaking the same thing, when it comes to what the elders of Great Millstone taught us to do, he's not doing it. He's disorderly. All right? If you're in Arkansas this weekend and you got somebody that come to your camp, how are you going to build that person up? Via the internet? No. Like for us, when we have camp, let's say we're at camp and then somebody from LA come to the camp. They live in LA, but they're in our city for some reason. What we do is tell them, look, we give them the LA camp YouTube account, and we tell them to go to the brothers out there in LA when he go back home. That's order. Our system is a foolproof way to build brothers up and to keep brothers connected. If a guy comes, if a guy comes from Washington, he lives in D.C. and he's come touring down here in New Orleans, He's touring, looking at the city. He bump into our camp, and he gets persuaded. We ask him where he's from, and he says when he's from D.C. We'll write down on a sheet of paper, give him the DC camps YouTube address, and tell them to go get at those brothers. Hit them up on the comment board in the inbox and ask them where they go teach, and hook up with those brothers down there. That's the Most High prescribed order. Okay. Now, if you driving trucks and you going from city to city, how can you build brothers up? How can you gain fruit? What are you doing? You're beating the air. You're wasting your time. You're not edifying anyone. The Most High not dealing with these these keyboard warriors. You're not making your body a living sacrifice by just being a keyboard warrior. You gotta touch the brotherhood, man. You gotta be around the brotherhood. The scriptures say how pleasant and sweet it is for brothers to dwell together in unity. Now that's not talking about being cyber active. You on your comment board. You don't know what these guys look like on your comment board. They calling you elder. They don't know. They don't see your walk. All they see is the facade you put on the camera. I'm around my brothers. I know my brothers are silent. I've seen my brothers deal with controversy. I've seen my brothers go through hardships. All right? I know what goes on in my brothers' personal lives. I see that they not hypocrites. When you doing that shit on them guys, let's say if he's smoking, they don't know if he's smoking or not. The guys that calling him elder, they don't see the leaven in him. There's a lot of pretenders amongst the flock, man. The term elder, you got to be in 10 years or longer, man. And not in 10 years or longer ain't just enough to be called elder. You got to be bound to test and have a good rapport amongst the brothers. You have to have a good name amongst the brothers, man. Anybody can't be an elder. You can't be in here 1 year. 1 year you smoking weed. The next week, and within that same year you're teaching, and you got guys calling you elders. Man, come on, man. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Then the time you was amongst brothers, you don't even have a good name amongst none of the brothers in the camp that you were around. The only thing I will say this. We've had niggas that was amongst us for years. And when they left, they didn't go teach. I give him that. He went and taught. He's still teaching. I give him that. I give credit where credit due. We had niggas that was amongst us for years that knew the order. They know the order. They know the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah. And when they left, they still like, Lord forbid. I love my brothers. I want to be with my brothers. Lord forbid, if I was to get exiled, I have to go teach, man. I have to go buy my own signs. I have to go find me a spot in the city, and you have to keep fucking teaching. Whatever happened with you and your brothers, where you get kicked out of the camp, you still love them, all right? You have stern disputes, you still go fucking teach. All right? You and the brothers can see that eye. You still gotta please Yahweh Shema Shah, man. All right? And you had niggas amongst us that did that. They left the camp and didn't do nothing. They just went back in the world. This guy did leave, and he's still teaching. Now, if he's teaching smoking pot, I mean, what good it is? What good is it, right? What good? Hold up, let me get the scripture. Oh shit. Where's this scripture? Is it? Let me see if it's Romans 2. I'm going to find it. I can bet. Here we go. This is exactly what I want. This is Romans 2:25. For circumcision valid profitive. The law profitive. The law, when you read Romans, the 7th chapter, tell you the law is good and just. All right? All right? If you keep the law, I mean, if you keep the law perfectly, it's good, man. All right? But if thou a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision. So if you around here teaching, doing as the law command, all right, being a doer of the word, all right, and you just keeping the law, But then you go off on the law, all right? Then everything you do is become nothing. You out here teaching and you out here proclaiming your high about Shem Shai's truth, and then every day you go home, you blazing up a spliff, you smoking pot. When you ride down the road in your motherfucking rig, big rig, you smoking jerks. What good is the good that you've done? It comes to naught. Okay? So that's why everything has to be done decently in order. And that's why iron sharpens iron. It's beautiful to have older brothers to keep you in line, man. Because when brothers have foul spears on them, brothers be like, man, something wrong. Something about that brother ain't the same. Then, brothers come. That's how the spirit. That's why it's beautiful to have brothers amongst you. All right? But when you have these Johnny-come-latelys that want to do their own thing and have the preeminence, all right, it's not gonna happen on my watch. I'm not gonna look at a guy be a pretender, man. And you got people around calling him a fucking elder, and this guy is full of schisms, man. This guy is disorderly, man. That's off. All right. You have to be called an elder. You got to be in 10 years or more with a good name amongst the body. All right, with a good rapport. You got to be blameless. All right. You just in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, now you an elder, man. That's madness, man. That's doing an injustice to the word elder, man. You got to be battle tested, man. Elders are battle tested. All right. So with that, I'm going to give infinite honors to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. And salutation to you, sincere. I can push this truth across the four winds. Kwame Yasharala, Abba Baba.